Sure. It was a really big win for us Saturday against a really good Coastal Carolina team. Gets us a little closer to bowl eligibility with senior night. And like I said, I think we beat a really good team. And close game, could have went either way. And just really proud of our guys that we figured out a way to win the game. And we're happy for Cortez Cisco, who was first time in his career. He's been the Defensive Player of the Week in the Sun Belt Conference, 19 tackles, I think, tackle for loss and interception. So really happy for Cortez and happy for Caleb Evans. I think he got it already one time this year. And Caleb just had a great night, both running and throwing the football. And so couldn't be happier for both of them. Really tough test for us heading down to Lafayette this week to take on the Cajuns. Really good football team. And really, if you look at them in all three phases of the game, they're playing really good. Offensively, they're just clicking, with the really good offensive line and the three running backs, and they're throwing it around pretty good too this year with Levi Lewis and Jamarcus Bradley and the crew outside. And defensively, really a lot improved from last year, playing really good defense, number one in the league right now under Coach Roberts and his staff, and just can't say enough good things about what they're doing defensively and in special teams. I saw where Ortiz is the Sun Belt Special Teams Player of the Week, really talented kicker, punter, and do a really good job in the return game. So, look, they're playing as good as anybody right now, and we know it's going to be a tough challenge, but need to have a good week of practice, and I think our guys will be really excited to go down there.
Thank you, Coach. Our first questions come from Chris Vanini with The Athletic. Please go ahead, Chris.
Hey, Matt, how's it going?
Good. Chris, how you doing?
I am good. Obviously, you're hoping this is not the last game for Caleb, but what has he just meant to you and the program over these 4 years?
He's just been the constant, player. I was asked a while ago at our press conference because he has a demeanor. It's hard not to like Caleb because of his demeanor, and he just gets along with everybody. But the thing I think that couple things that go unnoticed a little bit. Number one is just how vicious of a competitor he is. I mean, he loves to play, loves to practice, doesn't matter if we're going against ourselves in scrimmages or whatever. He's extremely competitive. And then the second thing is how tough he's been throughout the course of his career. He's never missed a practice. He's never came off the field for anything. And I don't know if I've ever really seen him in the training room. And you go back and look, especially as starting as a freshman, he's taken some big-time shots through the years, and he just comes right back. And, regardless if he makes a mistake, he just has a resolve and a resiliency about him that I think has really helped our program, in addition to his talent, obviously.
Yeah, I mean, when you look back at your time together, are there any moments from games or outside of games that you always think about that kind of really defined who he is?
I don't know. That's a tough question. There's been so many. And I kind of go back to, I guess, originally when, we had a couple of injuries. We really needed to play him. And, it gave us the best chance. And I think we only had half the season left, though, and he was a true freshman. And we actually, got Caleb in, and I actually called his dad, and I wanted, their permission, I guess, so to speak, because, you're missing a half of a season already, and we need him to play. And I just, remember Caleb and his dad, Coach, we trust y'all, and you'll do what you think is best. And so, I kind of go back to that, I guess, that moment and moving forward. But, Caleb comes from a really good support system at home and, played for a good high school program. And like I said, I think it's helped us in a sense that, we tried to build it, and there's obviously been some low points and some high points. But through it all, I mean, he's remained, constant in his, his willingness to compete, his toughness. And I think it's helped us out tremendously.
And obviously you would like to win and get to a bowl game for the program and everybody involved, but especially for Caleb, how much, would you like to get him to a bowl game?
Oh, that would be great. He was a part of our original signing class, and and we have, in our senior class right now, we have 11 guys that were redshirt freshmen. So, I mean, they're guys that when I went in, I inherited it, and, and told them I wanted them to stay. And, so a lot of them did, some of them didn't, but those guys have kind of stuck it out and hung in there and became bowl eligible last year, and it just didn't work out for us. And, so we got an opportunity to go back-to-back in bowl eligibility, and I think that'd be a good accomplishment for them.